Coin toss. This is an explosive Corner Canyon offense. And if you're looking at it for Farmington, they have an electric defense. They've only given up 20 points twice on the entire season, and they're coming off a game in which they held American Fork's imposing offense to just 3. So it looks like Farmington won the toss, deferred. So Corner Canyon will get the ball to start, I believe. So Corner Canyon will take it to get us underway here, as we mentioned, still 4 minutes away from kickoff at beautiful Rice Eccles Stadium today. Some of the marquee names you're going to want to keep an eye on in this one. First, let's look at our quarterback matchup. It's going to be an absolute electric one. Looking at first for the Chargers, Isaac Wilson, one of the premier recruits in the class of 2024, has been unstoppable all season long. Has thrown for over 3,500 yards. His connection with Tate Care is absolutely sensational, and those two they can score points in bunches. Then you look at it for Farmington. On the other side, and Easton White has also had a really strong season for his team. On the season, he's thrown for over 3,350 passing yards to lead a really impressive offense for Farmington. And as I mentioned, that Farmington defense also really imposing in its own right. Then we know for the Chargers, they have an awesome defense as well. Owen Borg just simply put one of the best players in the state. Tank Mitchell, both these teams coming off impressive wins. And we're going to talk more about those more recent impressive wins in a moment when we return, because we have to give you the national anthem. Back here inside the campus of University of Utah. Looking at how Corner Canyon got here on the season, now 10-2 for the Chargers. Scored 440 points on the season, surrendered 200. Under 220 overall. In Region 4, the best region in the state of Utah, they were absolutely lights out. 188 points scored and only 72 allowed, and that's against a lot of the top teams in the state. So really strong performance all the way around for this Corner Canyon team. Looking at some of their losses on the season, because I did mention they had those 2 losses. They're to one of the best teams in the state. It's been not even in the state, but Lehigh is a nationally ranked team, one of the powerhouses in 5A. We're going to see them in action tomorrow. And the other one, only one of the best teams in the nation, in Bishop Gorman, when they went down to Vegas to take on Gorman. So outside of that, this team has been really strong in Utah. You look at what they did. They beat Lone Peak. They've beaten Sky Ridge. Sky Ridge is only lost on the season. Now, that was without McKay Hillstead, the starting quarterback for the Falcons, who is going to be playing in this afternoon's game. The favorite matchup, more than likely, the top 2 seeds, the Chargers and the Falcons. It's been the 2 premier teams all season long in 6A, and they might finally be meeting very shortly. In Farmington's 2 losses, they were 7-0, really undefeated, and then they just ran into a really tough Davis team that ended up beating them 17-14. Then they lost to a really good Syracuse team, 40-20. But Farmington been one of the better teams on the season for the better part of the year. Some were wondering, because they did finish the season 1-2, would they be able to make it to this point? And with their performance against American Fork in last week's quarterfinals, that was a resounding yes. We are set to get action underway here. With Jackson Bynum set to send us away and get the semifinals underway. Oh, go with a little bit of a squib kick early. Try to catch the Chargers offside. They fumble it around with it, but eventually able to jump on top of it was Spencer Kirkham. So interesting decision to try to catch the Chargers offsides. I understand you want to try to turn them over maybe and capitalize on the chaos, but man, giving Isaac Wilson in this offense a short field is a dangerous game to play. Speaking of Wilson, here he and this explosive group come. Also in the backfield is Drew Patterson. Patterson, just sensational performance against West last week. 4 touchdowns, and that was in some extremely cold weather, cold windy weather. Cold weather will be a factor here once again today. They'll go with the run, go with the play action pass first, get it to the outside. There's separation. And Hale able to get the first down. Or drag down just short of it. Man, thought he had it on the extra effort, but looks like they'll drop him 2 yards short, so it'll be 2nd and 2 from the 47 now. This is a Corner Canyon offense that's used to getting off to hot starts. We'll see if they can keep it up today. Wilson with a nice pocket, gets it to the outside. Bounces off the ground. Is that an interception? Oh my gosh, what an interception by the Phoenix. It looked like it bounced off the ground, but it must have bounced off one of the Chargers receivers' hands. And it is intercepted. It deflected off the ground and somehow hauled in. What a pick from Jackson Eastman. Wow, Eastman was ready for that one. Wilson's 12th pick of the season. And man, for Eastman, that couldn't have come at a better opportunity. Wow. What a turn of events here early. One of the most impressive interceptions I've ever seen. So that means Easton White and this offense come back out. They'll start it from the 40. From their own 40, trying to march into Charger territory. White looked like a broken play. White going to take it to the right, to the outside. White dragged down right at the 40. Good job defending the outside. That time for Corner Canyon, it was Aiden McDonald. One of their strong corners did a good job setting the edge to make it 2nd and 10, so a gain of nothing from the 40. 11-20 left to play in our first quarter. This is the Chargers team that was 1 win away last season from a state record. Now they'll go for another imposing start again. Trying to get back to that state championship marquee. As Travis Hoops takes it up the middle, just to the outside and drag down. Gain of 4 on the play. Phoenix wastes no time getting back on the ball for 3rd and 6. So Hoops with the last carry to get 4. Now it's 3rd and 6 from the 44. White. Started with a 3-man rush. White going to keep it. Pressure in his face. Trying to buy time. White spinning around in the pocket. White drifting back. Launching downfield. Can't get it. And was hit as he threw. But no flags. So it'll be 4th and 6. And the Phoenix will bring on the punt unit. Saw instant pressure applied that time from Cash Dillon. One of the strong pass rushers this Corner Canyon team employs. Quinn Hale. The lone reception of the Chargers in the game will go back to return it. So it'll be 4th and 6 from the 44. 10:28 to play. Farmington looked like it waited for a little bit of a second. It's a high punt. Sails well out of bounds. Looks like they'll down it officially at about the 33. We'll take a quick break and then be back for the Chargers offense.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
Back here inside Rice Eccles Stadium, 10:22 to play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 39 when the Chargers come back out. But one thing got to get used to calling these games at the point we've reached it is we have media timeouts. These games are also being covered by the local TV outlets. So we're going to step away once again, but we should be back with you in under a minute to see if the Chargers offense can get to work.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download it today.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into
Isaac Wilson and the Corner Canyon offense going to go back to work here in a moment. 10:22 to go in our first quarter. Been an exciting one already. We already had an interception in this one. Now it'll be interesting to see if the Chargers can make up after that interception, but their defense was able to hold strong, force a quick 3 and out. Said this Corner Canyon offense gets all the headlines, but man, that is a menacing defense. Wilson gives it to Patterson. Patterson going to try to bounce to the outside, met by a defender. Can't break the tackle as he's dragged down. Nice play made in space that time by the defender being Cole Noble White. White in last week's game versus American Fork led this team in tackles with 9. Luke Hansen, of course, the other inside linebacker, got all the headlines because he had 2 interceptions, both of which were phenomenal plays in coverage. Wilson on the drop. It's going to be a draw. Charges ahead. Wilson to the outside, crosses the 50. Wilson steps out of bounds. It was 2nd and 7 from the 42. And after that one, he'll move the chains to the opposite 46. So nice run by Wilson. Wilson can beat you in any way. Legs, arm, it doesn't matter. The 2024 quarterback, simply put, one of the best players in his class. A lot of people's top-ranked player in the state of Utah. He goes back to work here, but instead they'll go back to Patterson on the ground. Patterson charges ahead. Gets 4. Patterson gets the majority of the carries for this team. Also plays on defense, so Patterson really never wears down. Got to be impressed by what he's able to do. So Wilson now 2nd and 7 from the 43. Wilson shifting, pressure in his face, just trying to buy time. Going to try to bounce it back to the left and then just going to go down. And the ball popped out. Oh, but the refs are going to say he was down. Wilson just hit the ground. He tried to buy more time. It was another quarterback run, but couldn't nowhere to go on that one. They will rule him down. We got the Jumbotron replay going up here, so we'll see if he was down. His knee was definitely down before the ball popped out. A great call by our officiating crew. I understand the Phoenix's frustrations wanting that one back, but it was the correct call. 8:45 to play, 3rd and 10 from the 46. Wilson used his legs to get the big first down, and then it's been 2 short runs, one by Patterson, one by Wilson, in which they lost yards. Now Wilson drops back, buying time in the pocket. Crockett starts to break down, and he is sacked. A sack by the leading pass rusher of this Farmington Phoenix team. It's Jed Judkins. His 12th sack of the season, and that one comes at a huge moment. Great job by Judkins that time. They tried to block him with Patterson, and Judkins, relentlessly working over the top, came back inside and was able to drop Wilson. Coverage was outstanding downfield, and it allowed for the sack for Judkins. 4th and 11 from the 47. As this Phoenix defense is holding strong early. That American Fork offense that they held to 3 last week, the week before that, they'd scored 35 points against a good Mountain Ridge defense. So that tells you anything about how good this Farmington defense is. This one sails into the end zone. Looks like we're going to have another media break, so we'll take one as well and return on Max Preps Radio.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening into Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mic.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mic app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download today.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mic. Thank you for listening in. Game Mic was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mic today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app.
Back here inside Rice Eccles Stadium. 7:51 left in our first quarter. We're still scoreless here after what's been two phenomenal series by this Phoenix defense. The first one, the interception, and the last one, the sack by Judkins. Going to give Farmington the ball back. A nice punt by the Chargers. Make it 1st and 10 from the 20. Farmington's offense comes back on the field after another media timeout. It's a Farmington team that defensively, we talked about a couple of their numbers. They've only allowed over 20 twice on the season. They've held teams like Bountiful to 3, Pleasant Grove to 14, Weber to just 7, Layton to 17, Roy to 15. So a really strong year by this Phoenix defense, and their offense imposing as well as White goes back to work. Middle of the field, White. They'll give it on the ground. Chargers were ready for it. Gained about 3. It's Hoops once again on the carry. Gets about 2. Cash Dillon in on the stop. Phoenix will reset. One receiver at the top, one at the bottom. Tight ends on each side of the offensive line. White gets it to the outside, but the Chargers are flying in fast, and they were ready for it. Tank Mitchell with the stop quickly brings down Dominic Coates. Daniel Coates, the head coach of this Farmington team, his sons Dominic and Dante, both pass catchers on this team. Been a strong year for Coach Coates and his squad, but as I mentioned, this is a tall task to handle. 6:41 to go, 3rd and 6 from the 24. White, 4 receivers to the top of your screen. White looks that way. They'll try to set up the receiver screen. And this one's going to come back regardless. Looks like we'll have an illegal block in the back, but a good job playing through the whistle and still making the stop by Owen Borg. Wait and see what this whistle is, but looked like an illegal block that time in the back. Officials talking it over at the moment. They tried to set up the receiver screen to the outside, but the physical corners of the Chargers just really imposing. The penalty is going to be declined because they were still about 4 yards short. Actually, it says 6 yards short, so it would have been 4th and 6, so they'll just decline it. It's a nice play that time to fly in and make the stop before Borg came soaring in to stop. Any chance at a first down? Hale, ready to receive the punt. He bobbles it for a moment, but then able to get on top of it in time. Quinn Hale nearly had the 2nd turnover of the game for the Chargers. We're going to keep going here. So the Chargers will take over on the 38. Their defense has been strong early. Hasn't allowed the Phoenix to get a first down yet. But credit the Farmington defense, who hasn't allowed the Chargers to really mount a drive yet. We'll see if Corner Canyon can get to work right here. 6:08 to go. Wilson gives it to Patterson. Patterson charges ahead on the zone play. Patterson breaks 1 tackle, spins ahead, fights for the extra yards. Gain of 8 on the run, or gain of 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 45. Wilson gets it on 2nd and 3. Fakes it to Patterson. Actually gives it. Held it as long as he could. And charges ahead for the first down. Corner Canyon going to waste no time getting back on the ball. So it'll be first down from the 45. 5:28 to go. Wilson going to keep it. Wilson tries to get to the outside, but the Phoenix are ready for him. Drop him for no gain. Jed Junkins with his second tackle of the game. Has 65 on the season. Mentioned those 12 sacks now after he disrupted the Wilson on the Chargers' previous drive. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Right hash, Wilson. Going to be another quarterback draw. Wilson running ahead, but the Phoenix were ready for it. That time stopped by Luke Hansen, the leader for Farmington in tackles. He has 97 on the season. He has 10 sacks of his own and 3 interceptions. A true do-it-all player. So now 3rd and 6. Wilson gets the play call from Coach Kerr. Three-man rush. It's going to be another quarterback draw. Wilson ahead, but he'll be stopped. This will be 4th and short. Expect the Chargers offense to stay on the field.
And just change it back to...
See what Coach Kerr wants to do here. See Wilson making the calls. Once again, no huddle. Right back to the line just as quickly. Farmington. 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Ready for a potential run again. Play clock at 15 seconds. Coach Kerr just waiting at the moment, so we'll see if they do run. Signals starting to get sent in. Wilson gets it. Gives it to Patterson. Patterson, clear hole ahead. Drew Patterson charges, bounces to the outside. Drew Patterson, 1 man in front of him, and he'll carry him out of bounds. Drew Patterson with a huge first down run on 4th and 2. Eventually dragged down by Ben Stuicky. So Wilson and the Chargers offense now 1st and 10 from the 10. Great opportunity here to cash in on some points with 3:19 to go. Pick it up from the right hash. Patterson stays in the block. Wilson to the outside, tries to get it to Kerr. Kerr looked like he was dragged down up top a little bit, but no flags that time. Frustrated Kerr. See, petitions for a call. Kerr last week broke the Corner Canyon single-season receptions record, crossing the 100 mark. He came into the game with 97. There's been some impressive receivers that have come through this Chargers program too, so a nice feat indeed. 3:14 to go. Now 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 up top. Wilson tries to set the screen pass, and it's intercepted. What a pick by the Phoenix. A huge turnover. Charging ahead and eventually going to be dragged down up top. Wow. What an interception and a huge play made by Cole Noble White. Wow, White with the turnover. The Phoenix will come back in a moment, and we'll step away briefly here on Max Preps Radio.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
Wow, the second turnover of our first quarter, and it was a huge one, courtesy of Cole Noble White. Farmington offense comes back onto the field. White, heavy personnel for the Phoenix. Try to set the receiver screen to the outside, and it's dropped. Thrown a little bit behind, but either way, incomplete. Excited to be joined on today's call by defensive coordinator of Westlake High School, Vili Halisima. Vili, good to have you with us.
Good to be here. Excited for some playoff football.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. And looking at this one, so 2nd and 10 now with 50 to go. It's already been 2 turnovers by this Phoenix team. And look, they've gotten off to a great start defensively. They got to try to get it going offensively. But as you've seen this year, that's a tough thing to do against this Corner Canyon offense.
Yes, that's a very stout defense with those 3 down linemen up front. They play with really good technique.
They'll try to air it out this time. Has a man open downfield. It's Nielsen. Nielsen dragged out just short of the first down marker, so it'll be 3rd and inches. This is a Farmington offense that's yet to get a first down. 2:50 to go in our first quarter. It's a Farmington team that we know likes to run it a lot, but with White, you know he can get it done downfield too, Vili.
Yeah, for sure. He's a hard-nosed runner. This Farmington, led by Coach Coates, man, they're very good offense. They're very efficient as well.
See what they come up with here. White alone in the backfield. White with time. Pressure in his face. White tries to step up, makes 2 miss, makes another miss, and has to just fall down. Loss of a yard. Wow, the Chargers defense.
There's that Corner Canyon D-line that we just talked about. Again, they read and react very well. They're very disciplined up front.
You look at Boston, Alex Toulis, Tank Mitchell, Cash Dillon. Just a hard group to stop. And, it's hard to play 3 down linemen for most teams, but when you're the Chargers and you have that kind of personnel, you can do it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And they're lengthy, they're strong, and they're very gap sound as a team. And you rarely see them miss gap on when they're lined up front.
Just over 2 minutes to play. Offense is going to stay on the field. Be 4th and 2 after the loss of a yard. They'll run it. Hoops, charging ahead, has the first down. Farmington offensive line getting it done up front.
Getting it done. What a great play call. Outside zone, really good play call by Coach Coates.
Yeah, you just can see the movement from the left side of that offensive line on the zone. And, zone blocking just seems like it's kind of the way almost all levels of football are going at this point, Vili. It is just so effective.
For sure.
See them stay in heavy personnel. We'll see if they turn to Hoops in the ground game once again. They will. Hoops going ahead, but buried quickly. Alex Toulis was ready for him. Late flag comes in. So we'll see what that is, yeah.
Maybe a holding.
Yeah, could be a potential holding. It was definitely a late one. It seemed like it was almost after the whistle, so we'll see what they talk over. Farmington already backing up, so that's not a good sign. Wow, so a little bit unnecessary roughness by the offense that time. No, it gets tense in the trenches, and that time looked like tempers just going a little high. Trying to look and see after. Oh, there it is. So basically, our buddy number 68, yep. He pushed his face mask down after he had pancaked him. So that's going to do it every time. Unfortunately, still loss of a down because it was after the whistle. So 2nd and 23 from the 47. When you're trying to beat Corner Canyon, you just can't have those negative plays, Vili.
You can't. When you play a team like Corner Canyon, they're not going to hurt themselves. They're very disciplined, very sound. They'll do everything to make you hurt yourself offensively.
Pass thrown by White, nearly intercepted, deflected at the last minute by Owen Borg. And when you're talking about Owen Borg, man, just one of the best linebackers in the state.
Oh, yeah, that kid plays. He's every defense coordinator's dream. He plays at one speed, man, and it's just fast, and he flies around. There's a reason why everybody knows him around the state.
I saw him come up with a tough interception against West last week, dive into his feet. That one he'd definitely like to have back, deflected off his hands. 3rd and 23. We'll see how aggressive this Farmington team wants to be. And, man, it's been a crazy first quarter. We had the 2 turnovers by the Chargers offense, the pick by Wilson on the attempted screen. The screen game worked really well for them against West last week. Then the first pass of the game, also an interception. They'll wait and then give it to Hoops. Hoops bounces it to the outside, able to make something out of nothing, and then finally dragged down by Jaron Allen.
Yeah, there's that D-line again. I'm going to hit on him again. Just quick penetration. Again, staying very disciplined, reading their keys with the O-line, not coming off too hard, setting pass type of look, and there we get a draw play.
Man, such a tough break for this Farmington offense. You get the huge turnover. You finally get that momentum going. And then that unnecessary roughness penalty really just killed all the momentum as we see Hale go back for the return. So it's 4th and 22 from the 46. Phoenix like to wait a little bit before they send it deep. Hale just waves it off. That might be a mistake. And it sails down just to the 1.
Great
wow.
Punt. That is a fantastic punt.
Yeah, crazy sequence of events. So 25 seconds left. So we're setting to wind this one down. And Coach, you've seen this Corner Canyon team for a couple years now. What's kind of your biggest takeaway having seen the program that Coach Kerr has been able to build?
You know, Coach Kerr runs a fantastic program, man. Very disciplined team. It's one of the most disciplined teams you'll see, even outside of the turnovers that we've seen thus far. They limit their opportunities for you. So when you do get those turnovers, you really got to cash in against a team like Corner Canyon, because as the course of the game goes on, they will show eventually they'll make you pay for not cashing in on turnovers. And so when I think of Corner Canyon, it's more of you can't hurt yourself. You got to go blow for blow with them and be able to kind of match their tempo as the game goes. So we'll see how Farmington gets prepared to answer defensively. Hopefully they can get another stop.
Isaac Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the state. He's very difficult to prepare for, but does turn the ball over. He's done it twice here already, has over 12 interceptions on the season. What do you think this Farmington defense needs to try to do to make sure he continues to turn it over?
He's a very good quarterback, you know, really young, first year starting. Sometimes he'll get caught staring down his progressions, but as you, again, back to throughout the course of the game, once he gets his feet settled in there, that kid can sling it. So hopefully Farmington can continue to mix up their looks, but they're looking like they just got a great game plan of flying to the football. You got to believe when you fly to the football, great things happen.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 1. Got it on the 25 seconds left in the first quarter on this one. Got to expect them to go to Patterson here, and then they'll probably just let it end, let the quarter end. And if you're Corner Canyon, you got to be thinking, man, if we don't turn the ball over right now, we're definitely up 7-0. Could potentially be up 14-0. And if you're Farmington, you just got to try to figure out those answers on offense, and can't beat yourselves, as you highlighted. Wilson nearly got the Farmington. They actually did, yeah. Crossing the neutral zone. That's so hard, the hard count. You're ready to tee off. Want to get a safety, make the big play for your team, and good job by the Chargers to get them.
For sure, Farmington wanting to be aggressive. You know, we're down in their red zone territory. We want to try to get a safety, and Corner capitalizes again.
Yeah, just kind of initial jolts, and then just couldn't stop his momentum from carrying himself forward as hard as he tried. So now it'll be 1st and 5 from the 6. So a huge penalty. Give this offense some breathing room. It's going to allow Wilson to air it out. Wilson wants it deep, has a man, breaks a tackle to the outside. Going ahead is Amons. Amons across the 40. Amons tries to cross it back over, breaks another tackle. Jackson Amons, one man to beat Amons. They're not going to get him. Amons, 94 yards to the house on the final play of, actually 9 seconds left, but Jackson Ames, wow, what a touchdown, breaking tackles and ankles along the way, and the Chargers with 6.
Hey, just like how we talked, this Corner Canyon team, you got to limit opportunities because they will capitalize. They're very explosive, and we just saw it right here.
Ames honestly broke. Not just one. He honestly broke almost 4 tackles on that one. Just an incredible effort by Ames, who came on really strong last week against West. And, you know, we talk so much about Kerr, but Ames and Hale as well. Just so many guys on this Chargers offense that can beat you. And, man, if you're Farmington, you just got to be thinking, oh, we had them on the 1-yard line, and they go 94 yards in one play, Billy.
Yeah, you see the mistakes early from Isaac. But right there, Farmington playing a little cover 2. He took the whole shot and was able to complete it with a great pass, actually. The corner was sinking off, and he was able to still fit that in there. And then just a great catch and run.
Yeah, so it was Ames on the right side. They were going from the left hash that time. It was a long throw by Wilson all the way across the field. and Ames was able to haul it in. You could see the Farmington defender kind of took a gamble at the ball, wanted to try to break it up, ended up missing it, but I'm sure he thought too, like, if I can't get it, my buddy's got me, and Ames said, no, they don't. And 4 broken tackles later, we have the Chargers' first score of the game. Farmington will get this one in a moment. Now 9 seconds to go in our first quarter. But wow, you can just feel the momentum is completely shifted in here after it felt like, Farmington was able to mount a drive. It was tough, but whenever you down the ball on the one like that, you get all the momentum. Then one neutral zone infraction later, and here we are.
Yeah, one neutral zone infraction can cause it, man. With a team like Corner Canyon, they're very explosive, and they're always looking to get big plays and open the doors and the gates up to kind of just let that offense build off of it. So this is a very important drive, and it looks like we have a fumble.
Believe the ball popped out at the end of that kickoff return, and thankfully Farmington able to get back on top of it. Wow, near absolute disaster, almost striking. Oof, 1 second left, so we'll have one play, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. But man,
Oh yeah,
what
that was a fumble for sure.
Yeah, he definitely lost the ball, and it bounced right back to him. How lucky that time was Dayton Runyon. Man, Runyon had that one squeezed out. Runyon leads his team in interceptions with 7. That time was a little loosey-goosey with the ball. Let it squeeze out for a moment. And, lucky that one just took a right bounce to get back into him, because the Chargers were in danger of scoring 2 touchdowns in the final 30 seconds. Instead, it'll go back to Hoops on the ground. And ready for him, bring him down is Tank Mitchell. Mitchell will end the first quarter with the stop. And man, Billy, just what a performance to close by Corner Canyon after having 2 turnovers early on.
Yeah, again, back to teams have to learn to capitalize and understand possessions, and stealing possessions are very important against this Corner Canyon defense. They're very disciplined. So when you get that ball and you get extra opportunities, we have to cash in. So hopefully Coach Coates can kind of get them together and get a good drive here, getting ready to go into the second quarter.
We'll be back with you in a moment for the start of the second quarter on Max Preps Radio.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike. Thank you for listening in. Game Mike was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mike today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mike allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mike.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
All involved in the run game that you watched.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike.
Back here inside Wistrcill Stadium, started the second corner. The Corner Canyon Chargers lead 7-0, scored a touchdown with 9 seconds left if they went 94 yards on the reception by Amons. Now the ball belongs to Farmington. Off the lucky bounce. It'll be 2nd and 9 after the short run. And, Billy, what does this Corner Canyon defense just do so well that suffocates offenses?
They're just very technique sound. Everybody does their job very well. There's a saying, do your job and do it at an elite level. That is Corner Canyon's defense for sure. Everybody's very involved. They fly to the ball, even at the corner positions. They're very aggressive. They read and recognize very well.
So 2nd and 9 from the 11. White Three receivers to the top, two of them together. White looks all the way to the outside. It's brought in, but great job that time coming off his initial assignment and getting the stop is Aiden McDonald.
Yeah, it was good timing, good throw, good read. It's just, again, that Corner Canyon defense, you'll rarely get them to miss tackles or miscue. Just got to continue to chuck away Farmington and make plays.
Speaking of missed tackles, they just showed that Ames touchdown run again. So just an incredible effort. One of the plays of the day we're probably going to see here from Rice Eccles, but still a lot of time left. 3rd and 5. The Phoenix trying to avoid going 3 and out for the 3rd time in 4 drives. White rolls out, pressure in his face, just Chargers everywhere, and he's dropped. No time to throw, and Owen Borg with the sack.
Owen Borg off the edge. Again, very disciplined, understanding his assignment is the quarterback. We got a rollout, comes free off the edge, and was able to make sure he secures that one.
Man, just a tough break for this Phoenix team. And now they got to punt it deep. You see Hale lined up over the 50, and it's just a really tough way things have turned around for this Farmington team, and we'll see if they're able to get back into it. But as you mentioned, this is just what Corner Canyon usually seems to do. They'll wait for as long as they can. Hale, gonna let it bounce. Takes a nice little roll. It'll get about 10 extra yards from where it initially dropped, settling perfectly on the 45. And
great punt.
Yeah, it was a great punt. And now Chargers offense coming back out on the field, but we're going to take another media break, so we'll come back in a moment. 10:31 to go in our first half. Chargers lead at 7-0 over the Phoenix.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mike allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mike.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mike app. It allows anyone to create.
Really stick to what they've been doing.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mike app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download it today.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free
10:31 left to play. Chargers pick it up from the opposite, from their own 45. Honestly, a really good punt, all things considered, that time for the Phoenix as the Chargers start it. Fake it to the ground. Instead, Wilson dropping back all day to throw. He wants Care deep. Care going up, and it was intercepted. What a one-handed interception. You got Moss the opposite way. Oh, my goodness. Dayton Runyon rises up and takes it away. The 3rd turnover of the game for the Phoenix.
What a fantastic pick by Runyon. Staying disciplined and not falling for the play action, staying deep in the hole shot, and making a fantastic play for a team that is desperate for one right now.
Incredible. Runyon takes it away. And I mentioned, he leads his team in interceptions, has 7 on the season. That'll be his 8th now. And you do not see Tate Care, one of the premier receivers in the state. He doesn't get mossed. He does the mossing. And that time, Runyon able to do just that. Gets it with 2 and then puts it away with 1. White rolls out, pressure in his fake. Oh, he has to just get rid of the ball, basically. Kind of a heads-up play that time. I think he kind of let it go because he realized he was going to get sacked that time. That was a really smart play by White.
It's Cash Dillon. He's a playmaker. Again, he's very disciplined. I don't know if we want to run any more bootlegs or rollouts to his side. He is very athletic, and he will do his job, again, at a very high level.
What a smart play by White, and I don't think our officials noticed it. He intentionally dumped that ball really quickly because he knew Cash had him and it was going to be a sack. It's a loss of 8 on the play, and man, if we had instant replay, that would have been a huge penalty because he absolutely intentionally let that one slip out, and a good job by his offensive lineman getting on top of it. So White able to avoid disaster. And speaking of disaster, we're going to have another penalty. The play clock might have dipped to 0. So, man, it just feels like this is the third time now the Farmington defense has made a monster play, and just the offense just can't get it going.
Yeah, Farmington has to stay poised down here. This Corner Canyon defense will kind of just bear down on you and try to really make you to force some unforced errors. So they just got to be really smart, maybe just turn around and hand the ball off and get out of this area.
So 3 interceptions for Isaac Wilson to start us off. Hoops goes ahead. Hoops barely gets out of the end zone. My goodness. 3rd down here, and you got to wonder, I mean, if you're the Phoenix offense, do you just want to give it to Wright real quick and just have him throw it away at this point? I know they'll try to run something, but, man, 3rd and 20 with that defensive line, it's tough to even get a yard at this point, as they were barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, yeah, that defensive front, that front 7 has their ears pinned back right now. They're really trying to make a play right here for this team and try to flip the momentum back to them with that interception.
Bunch set off tackle to the left. White gives it to Hoops. Hoops, did he get out of the end zone? Barely. Oh, my goodness. By just a hair of the football, able to barely squeeze out. The Chargers defense continues to come ready. It's going to be a 4th and 20 as they're on basically the inch line. Even the back of the football is basically in the end zone.
Man, number 3, Dave Brenton, made 2 fantastic plays on 2nd and 3rd down right there for Corner Canyon. Fantastic football right there.
Brenton with the 2 huge stops. Chargers offense going to get it back once again. Man, Farmington took a lot of time to get that one away in their own end zone. Hale lets it bounce, bring it in. Hale able to make 2 miss. Hale gets it across the 30. Hale Brockers out in front of him. Hale crosses the 20, finally dragged down. Chargers instant red zone opportunity.
Here we go, Farmington's defense. We got to come up with a big stop right here in the red zone with a great punt return right there for Corner Canyon.
8:01 to play here in our 2nd quarter, and while we have an opportunity as they get everything set up, looking at the bracket a little bit, talked about Corner Canyon and their win over West. Before that, they hung 63 on Layton in the first half. Didn't even need to score in the second at that point. And then looking at things from Farmington, we mentioned the win against American Fork, and before that, they were able to get a bye. And another win that allowed them to do that. Patterson to the outside. Patterson breaks 1 tackle, eventually dragged down. That is a really late flag that comes in, Billy.
Yeah, it looks like we had a holding on the lineman climbing to the 2nd level to get up to that backer. Just kind of didn't – it was one of those – he felt the running back should have cut. He followed him out, and he got caught pulling on the jersey.
And a penalty-filled first half here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15. 1st and 15, actually, from the 21. See the way things have shaken out now for Corner Canyon. They've already scored once off the long touchdown from Ames. Have a chance to do so again here in a moment. Reminder, our 2nd game of the day will be at 2:30 as Skyridge will take on Bingham.
Corner Canyon likes these T-screens right here down in this area. Take a shot across the middle.
They have Care wide open. Care in the end zone. Chargers score again. 14-0. Corner Canyon in command.
Great play call. Great play call by Coach Care. Seeing them in a too high, a safety look, taking the receiver that just scored the touchdown previously for Corner Canyon across the middle and getting Care right up the seam.
Great job on the run fake that time to get the play action, suck him in, and then Care. That's just unfair. Care will hold on the field goal too. Looks like we're heading for 14-0. Man, Corner Canyon, despite 3 turnovers, they're going to have a 14-point lead over Farmington. Can the Phoenix get back into it? Stay with us to find out on Max Preps Radio.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mic allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mic.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mike app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Back here inside Rice Eccles, 14-0. Corner Canyon leads it. They set to boom it deep. Last time we saw Farmington, they fumbled the ball away on kickoff, but it bounced right back to him. See what the Phoenix can do here. They're going to try to take it out. Lots of Chargers in front and able to drape him down quickly. Spencer Kirkham came in to clean it up.
This possession almost feels it's one of those Farmington has to put some points on the board. It just kind of feels like that as this course of this game has gone. 3 turnovers, 2 for Farmington, and we have cashed none in. So you can kind of feel the pressure that Farmington is feeling. So hopefully they can get something going.
Travis Hoops. They've turned him a lot on the ground, but it's going to be an empty backfield for White on 1st and 10 from the 19. Chargers stay with just 3 down linemen. White with time gets it to the outside, and once again, breaking a tackle. Hoops charges ahead, able to shake one at the legs and get it ahead 4-7.
Those are the type of plays Farmington has to continually make, making those corners miss out on the edge and getting some yards after carry. It's very important against the Corner Canyon team.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 26, and you mentioned this feels like a big possession. It really could. If you are Farmington, you have still just over 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go. So you can do everything you want on offense, take all the time you need, and you get the ball to start the second half. Very important. They'll go back to Hoops on this one. Hoops fighting for it, right on the line. I think he's got the first down. We'll wait for the official signal, but looks like they'll move the chains ahead. Hoops that time taken down by Cash Dillon. And they're going to call him just short. Man, you want to talk about inches? Oof. Oh, they will move the chains finally. That took a while to move.
It took a while for them to move. It looked like one official was calling it at first and one wasn't.
Yeah, 6:28 to go now. 1st and 10 from the 29. White remains alone in the backfield. 3 receivers to the bottom, 2 up top. White has his man he wants, looks all the way, tries to air it out, and it's caught! What a throw by White! Dropped it in the bread basket perfectly on the reception for Farmington. It was Ben Stuckey with the grab.
What a throw. That is a fantastic throw. Got the single coverage that he wanted and dropped it, just like you said, right in the basket. Way to make a play for your quarterback.
We've talked about Isaac Wilson and what he is as a recruit and all the things he's done. That's the best throw we've seen in this game so far. It was made by White. So Easton White gives this offense some momentum. Why take one shot when you get 2? Has his man open again, and Stuckey with another big grab. And the Farmington offense inside the 10.
What a fantastic setup by Coach Coates. A series ago, they ran that screen play. Corner Canyon stuffed it, and they come back to it with a screen and go. What a great play call.
So 1st and 10 now. 2 massive plays, both going for over 25 yards for the Phoenix offense. That one gets them all the way down to the 11. See, the field shrinks a little bit now. We'll see what this Farmington offense can do. Blitz comes. It's picked up. White holds in the pocket, goes up top. A little high for his intended target that time in Mitch Nelson. See, for this Corner Canyon defense, they're able to hold up in the red zone a little bit, but man, just all the momentum Farmington's way after not 1, but 2 huge plays just to really get the stadium alive and going for the Phoenix. We're on the Phoenix's side up here in the booth, so it's been mostly the Corner Canyon side that's been able to cheer her early, and man, how about that connection between Easton White and Ben Stuckey still, just shaking up this game. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Motion the guard across, I believe, actually, before the snap that time. Hoops ahead. Hoops fighting for it. Gets it down to the 2.
What a fantastic push by the Farmington O-line. Really getting to the second level and allowing the running back to get his foot in the ground and get a good head of steam. What a great pickup on 2nd down.
So on the 2-yard line officially, looked like they had brought an extra offensive lineman in and motioned him over, allowing them to get that push you discussed, Billy. So it is going to be 3rd and 1. It's going to be under 5 minutes to go. Play clock dips under 10. So we'll see if this Phoenix group decides to turn out. Cannot afford a negative play here if you're coach's squad. Now getting it down to 3. White, going to get it off just in time. Gives it to Hoops. Hoops ahead, fighting. Did he get in? He did! Hoops in for the touchdown! Farmington right back into it after a huge drive from White, and Hoops pounds it in.
What a great drive by Coach Coates, understanding the situation, understanding his opponent, knowing that he has to cash one in before the second half. What a fantastic drive by Farmington.
Hoops' 4th touchdown of the season, and man, is it a critical one. He just kept those legs driving and churning, and somehow, sheer willpower, got it in. See Jackson Bynum come on for the PAT attempt to make this officially a 7-point game. And he will. So just like that, Farmington back into it. And man, Coach Coates and his team just got to be elated right now on that sideline, Billy.
Yeah, for sure. And what a great call on that screen and go play. And then we'll mark it down for ourselves. He's going to come back to that first down play when he ran that empty. Quarterback just misread, threw it across the middle when he should have hit the corner route that was wide open. I'm sure Coach Coates is going to keep that in his back pocket as well.
Man, this Corner Canyon team, as we mentioned, in years past, though, this is a team that didn't lose games, and that's changed a little bit. Now, one of those, obviously, to Gorman, very good program down there. And then the other one to Lehigh, arguably the best team in the state, still undefeated. They'll be in action tomorrow up here. But, it just shows you, that Lone Peak was able to beat them twice last year. This is a team that can be had, and it feels like teams have more confidence playing Corner Canyon because they can be beat.
For sure. Corner Canyon has been a powerhouse the last five years here in Utah, but a lot of teams have kind of learned to grow with them as long as they have been growing as well, and gained a lot of confidence from Lone Peak this past year. This Corner Canyon team is young though, and they are a very well talented team, so they will be here for the next few years as long as Coach Kerr is running it as well.
What similarities have you seen from when you game plan versus Corner Canyon to how Farmington has game planned for Corner Canyon?
Very similar game plan, playing a lot of too high safeties, really trying to get him to throw the ball underneath. If he is throwing it over the top to those post panters or those corner routes, we're really trying to plaster the bodies and make him throw a perfect ball, sort of say. So very similar game plan. Try to keep everything in front of you, be really good with tackling. But I look to see Corner Canyon running a lot more with their zone read, running those draw plays, kind of try to soften them up, get a little more in the box, get Farmington out of that 3-down front that they've been running.
If Corner Canyon would have gotten the ball back with 2 minutes left on the clock, I would have said there's a lot of time. With 4:39, it's a ton of time for this Farmington team. And now for this Corner Canyon offense, and we'll see if this Farmington defense is going to be able to get a stop. Bynum going to boot it away again. Bynum, a true freshman, too. Bynum just decides to squib it, prevent any explosive plays, but that'd be because it did sail out of bounds. It's going to give them a really short field compared to what they would have had you sent it deep.
Oh, I thought for sure they would kick it deep, and how the defense had been playing, force them to drive from their own red zone. So we'll see how this folds out.
Yeah, you see a little bit of a penalty come in there, so it'll give the Corner Canyon offense an even shorter field than they needed. They started with that on the first kickoff of the game, and luckily they got bailed out off one of those early interceptions. And we'll see if this Farmington defense can make some more plays here. We've seen really all the playmakers step up so far. Luke Hansen, the only guy, he's made tackles, but no interceptions or sacks, let's say. He comes on the blitz this time. Wilson airs it out to Kerr. Kerr, nice diving grab for the first down.
What a fantastic catch by Kerr, getting a little one-man single high look and making a play for his quarterback right there.
So 14-7 with just under 4:30 to play. 1st and 10 from the 48 for the Corner Canyon offense. Wilson and the group have it on the right hash. First big catch Kerr's made in this game. Or excuse me, second big catch. Man, he only had a touchdown in the last drive. So I say he's doing all right between him and obviously the reception that Ames had was just woof. Wilson with time, gets it out to Care, gets it in, and gets out of bounds.
How accurate is Isaac Wilson? Got him in cover 2 again and just hit that hole shot one more time with the corner sinking off late. What a great throw.
You know, whenever you're related to an NFL quarterback, you're going to get a lot of comparisons. But I will make one comparison. You've been close to that. They look exactly alike at the age they are at as well.
It literally looks like Zach Wilson all over again, how he spins the ball, how he's very confident, very competitive.
See that competitiveness here? 1st and 10 once again. This one from the 36. Wilson scrambling out. Goes down for a first down, but, Billy, you think we got a hold?
Yeah, it looks like they got a hold. Farmington was running a little D-line stunt game, looked like a little TE. The guard got caught looking inside a little too long and kind of tugged on the shoulder as he was coming around.
See the holding call. So with 3:54 to play, they'll back him up. 10 yards on that one, so it'll be 2nd and 20. But honestly, if you're Corner Canyon, you got 4 downs to get 20 yards. With the way this offense is working right now, as soon as they shift into that 2-minute mode, it really feels like it's just another day at the office for them.
Yeah. If I'm Farmington, I would look to expect a tunnel screen here from Corner Canyon. They like to do this after penalties that go in the negative direction.
Talked about Patterson's success in the screen game last week. At the moment, Patterson not on the field. See the Chargers go with 5 wide, 3 to the bottom, 3 at the bottom, 2 up top. Corner Canyon going to burn the first time out we've seen of this half. And as they step away, so will we on Max Preps Radio with 3:27 to play.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster but didn't know how to get started? Well, Game Mike allows you to go out and practice, just like we need to practice as athletes. You can't get better without work, so gain that experience on Game Mike.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike. Thank you for listening in. Game Mike was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mike today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but not sure how to get started.
Have you done any broadcasting before?
No, but I know I need experience, but just not sure how.
You should really download the Game Mike app. It allows anyone to create and broadcast at any time.
What games can I call?
Any youth sporting event. You can even share it out with family and friends so they can listen in.
That sounds great. I'll download it today.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you a
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike. Thank you for listening in. Game Mike was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mike today in the app and Google Play.
Back here inside Rice Eccles Stadium, Farmington made this one a game with their last touchdown, courtesy of Hoops. But now it's 1st and 24 for the Corner Canyon offense after that holding penalty, and it occurred on the pass play, so he's actually 4 yards back, the offensive lineman was. That's why it's 1st and 24. But the way Wilson and this offense are moving, they could gain that back in an instant. Wilson with time, gets it out to Patterson. Patterson
There you go.
charging ahead, and Phoenix defense, he gets a few more on the initial effort. Drew Patterson is just an unstoppable back. I mean, he never wears down, plays both ways. Gotta love what he's able to do for this team.
Yeah, he's a tough runner, very tough runner. He doesn't shy away from contact. Anytime he's down on the sideline, don't expect him to run out. He's always going to cut back in and look to get that extra yard for his team.
And a really unfortunate injury at the moment for the Phoenix is it's Jed Judkins, one of the best pass rusher on this team, one of their best players down on the field. He's being tended to at the moment. Hopefully it's just a cramp or nothing too serious. They absolutely need him out there as they tend to him. We'll step away here with 3:07 to play in our first half.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Rivas, co-founder of Game Mike. Thank you for listening in. Game Mike was built so any school, any program, any sport, anytime can create a live audio broadcast. We believe audio brings moments to life. Download Game Mike today in the app and Google Play Store. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mic comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mic, it's in the emotions.
Fourteen to 7. Corner Canyon back out there. Line up in the eye. A little bit of a power look with 3:02 to play on 2nd and 12. And they will give it to Drew Patterson. Great hole form. Patterson breaks through. Drew Patterson fights for it and gets the first down. What a run by Drew Patterson and the offensive line of the Corner Canyon.
What a great run by Drew Patterson, seeing the cutback as he hit the initial hole and able to pick up a big first down for his team.
1st and 10 from the 25 now. And man, was 2nd and 24, and just two big, and all Drew Patterson to get that. Coach Care trusts his back. They'll give it to him again here. Patterson tried to cut that one back to the inside. Not a good decision as he has dropped down. See a little bit of playing after the whistle too, but either way at the moment, short gain for the Chargers. It'll be 2nd and 10. No gain on the run.
It looks like Corner Canyon's going to bring the receivers back in, get that first down most importantly, and now they're going to kind of put it back in Isaac's hands.
I think after the Farmington offense found some life too, I think Coach Care is like, hey, that's why we're going to run it. Let's take some time. I mean, I know with 2:08, that's more than enough time I need to get these last 25 yards. And after the explosion we saw from White and that offense of the Phoenix, makes sense. 4-man rush this time, but all day to throw. Airs it out deep, and it's deflected up and caught. Oh, and then broken up at the last second. What a play from Dayton Runyon once again. That was in the hands of number 8, Zach Quinton. Quinton had it. It bounced off Quinton's hands, and then waiting for it was Care. Care had it in his hands, and then flying in, using the hit stick was Runyon to jar that ball loose. Runyon, the second massive play of the day he's made.
What a great play by Zach Quinton. He was initially playing the number 1 receiver, able to break off and see Care going free down the seam and make a play on the ball. He's got to come up with that play next time.
Yeah, and then Runyon thankfully able to, man, what an effort that time to save a touchdown.
For sure. I thought Care had it in his hands. I didn't see it until the ball bounced on the turf.
There's that ability to track the ball. Concentration, such a crucial part of being a receiver, and you just see Care so good at it, but I don't know if anyone would have been able to hold on to that one. So it'll be 3rd and 10 this time. You can see Coach Care is still just like, he thought his son had that one.
For sure. I think he's a little frustrated too because that seam shot was wide open right off the snap, and I think Isaac just saw it a little late or held it a little too long. But just again, fantastic play by Quinton to come off his initial read and make a play on the ball.
So 3rd and 10 from the 25. Coach and his defense trying to make what would be another huge stand. They almost had their 4th turnover of the half. They already have 3 interceptions on Wilson. I believe that is the season high and a half for Wilson, as he's been so strong all season long, but only a junior, we forget sometimes, because of how strong his play is.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. He's going to have a great career with Corner Canyon, especially with Coach Care. Just a great mastermind of his offense and of his scheme and how to attack defenses.
You think this is 4-down territory for Corner Canyon right now if they don't get it here, and I mean, even if it is 4th and 10, just an incompletion?
I think it's going to fall on how many yards they get on this play right here on 3rd down. They do have a great kicker as well that I know Coach Care trusts. 3
receivers to the bottom, 2 up top. From the 25 midfield, Wilson comes up, looks to be changing the play. Receivers communicate it. 3-man rush. Wilson going to keep it on the carry. Wilson to the outside, follows the great blocking by his offensive line, dives ahead. That is right on the 1st down marker. We'll see what the call is. At the moment, I believe it's 4th down. But it looks like man, that is so tight. And they are going to move the chains. So officially a 1st down for Corner Canyon.
Great play call by Coach Care, running the QB draw with Wilson, knowing that he's a fantastic runner. Great decisions when he's running through traffic.
Do you think Wilson changed the play that time?
It looked like it was a check with me from the sideline, and Wilson was able to walk down to the O-line and get the correct play call in.
Now Farmington just trying to save time so they can have a little bit of a back. They'll burn a timeout. We'll step away as well with 1:34 to play. 1st and 10 from the 15 coming up inside Rice-Eccles Stadium.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mic. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while your spouse is at another? That's where Game Mike comes in, the free app that allows anyone to broadcast live audio so that people can listen on the go and feel as if they were there. Game Mike, it's in the emotions.
Have you always wanted to be a sports broadcaster?
What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening in to Game Mike. Action should resume as soon as your broadcaster is ready to go. This is Game Mike.
Are you a parent with multiple active kids? Are you at one event while you're
Heavy personnel in the game for the Chargers. Drew Patterson isn't the Wildcat quarterback. Scored a touchdown on that the previous week against West. We'll see if him and this offense can do it again. He's flanked in the backfield by Trevor Ogden. And you see Farmington adjust to it, bringing in the heavy personnel. That is a loaded up box, and it's a loaded line of scrimmage. Patterson charging ahead, great blocking. Drew Patterson, one man, can't bring him down. Drew Patterson in. 21 points for the Chargers in the first half, thanks to Drew Patterson scoring that one.
I got to think Farmington was misaligned. That left side of that defensive
huge
line
hole
was a huge hole. There was 3 gaps wide open, and it's exactly where the ball ends up going.
So you can push up front. Nice pancake block that time, too. Big man number 50. Want to give him a quick little shout out there. Kai Sevi dropping bodies. And, man, Drew Patterson in for the score to make it 21-0. Chargers do just that thanks to the PAT from Rasmussen. And Rasmussen puts it through, so 21-7, 126 to go. If you're Farmington, you still got 2 timeouts. Obviously, you didn't want to give up a point, but at the same time, if you can score with 1:26, which is going to be a tall task still, but you get the ball to start the second half, 21-7 is a deficit, but it's very different when you look at how this game could play out.
Yeah, for sure. I think Farmington has to be aggressive on this drive, knowing that they will get the ball back. I think it's very important to make sure this clock does go all the way down to 0, but at the same time, stay aggressive with your offense. Snap it when they need to, and also understand that quarterback has 2 timeouts to work with.
Yeah, this Chargers offense is kind of compared to almost like the Chiefs offense. You look at that AFC Championship game last year versus the Bills, what they score in 20 seconds or whatever it was to end the game, just crazy. That's what they're capable of doing. So you want to punch it in, but you don't want to leave a lot of time on the clock, and they'll have 126 to do it, and it's a lot of time for Coach Coates and this team. How do you think the Chargers are going to play this? Do you think they'll continue to rush just 3?
Yeah, I think they'll just continue to stay within who they are, understanding that they got really 3 good D linemen that can contain and really push the pocket.
Chargers boom it deep. Will be returnable. Bringing in that time is Runyon. Runyon breaking free. Runyon across the 40. Runyon tries to break the kicker. Eventually dragged out of bounds. A huge return by Runyon. Gets it to the 40. The opposite one.
What a fantastic return by Runyon. That kid is ice in his veins. Understanding, you could tell he wants to make plays for this team.
Man, Runyon, we talked about it earlier, had the fumble, but he had the interception. He saved a touchdown. And Dalton Runyon breaking free, or Dayton Runyon, Runyon breaking free inside the Chargers 45, gets it to the 40. And now White and this offense go back to work. It took them a total of 4 plays to cash it in last time. Covered over 70 yards. White looking deep, has a man open, threw it just behind his intended target that time in Zach Quinton.
Good read, just got to put it on his body. Great route, just got to put it out there for him to get the yards after the catch.
Yeah, like you mentioned, just unfortunately thrown behind him over the middle of the field. Now it'll be White. Again, 2nd and 10 from the 40, 1:13 to go at the moment. White, buying time, has a man break free and gets it to him. Nice reception from who else but Dayton Runyon.
Dayton Runyon's got to be the guy to get the ball here on out. He wants to make plays for his team. I like this kid.
They have Runyon out there, as well as Hoops, of course, and then atop of your screen, the big play man who made the 2 big gains on the previous drive being Ben Stuckey. White, three-man rush for the Chargers still. Holding up, airing it out deep. A little bit of miscommunication. That hangs in the air, and it's caught! What a touchdown! Oh my gosh! What a grab by Stookie! Stookie with the score! It's 14-21! Stookie, wow!
First on the defensive side of the ball, we get a Moss, and now on the offensive side of the ball, Stookie goes up and takes it away from both defenders. What a play!
Oh my goodness, it looked like it was going to be an interception, and Stookie wins the 50-50 ball as all three of them collide. Stookie, you got mossed indeed. Stookie with the score. Wow, this game has totally flipped.
Owen Borg cannot believe what just happened. He thought he had a pick as well. I think all of us thought one of those two Corner Canyon defenders had it.
Be interesting to look at the halftime stats, but man, I think Stookie on 3 catches is approaching 100 yards already, and they've been 3 just booming plays.
Wow, booming plays is correct. It looks like they came back to that same play that he missed on that whip route, and he ends up taking the shot on the post, and Stookie just makes a great play for his team when it's needed.
You know, it's funny on the pause as he caught it because we all waited because it looked like it was intercepted. I mean, you mentioned Borg looked to be right in on it, and just everyone collided and then able to come up with it on a phenomenal effort was Ben Stookie. Wow. Unfortunately, Farmington did do one thing that they didn't want to do, but at the same time, you don't care. You scored. But they left 58 seconds on the board for Isaac Wilson and this offense.
Yeah, Farmington's just got to stay within who they are. If I'm coach, I'm staying too deep. I'm making everything check down underneath us. If they want to run those draw plays, defense has got to understand there's only one timeout. Make sure we tackle it in bounds and get ready to get up and expect tempo from corner.
It's so hard when the clock stops on those first downs, too. I mean, really, the NFL is the only league it really feels like if you only have a minute left with a couple timeouts, you can't score in college and the high school level. It's really 58 seconds feels like an eternity. And this has been a lengthy first half, too. I mean, you look at it now, we're almost an hour and a half into this game, and man, it has been an exciting one. We've had turnovers, we've had touchdowns, we've had big plays, we've had it all, and we still got a whole other half, Billy.
Oh, it's been great football. Both teams just going at it. This is what you expect for semis. And I'm loving watching it and loving to see Farmington battle.
Chargers get it, and they'll just go down at the 25, catching it and just dropping instantly that time. Looks to be Ethan Gardner. So here comes this offense. It's hard because you might consider, should we double care? But then you already saw what Ames does. You know what Hale can do. And then when you have all those guys accounted for, Drew Patterson just went for 20 yards? It's just an embarrassment of riches at Coach Care's disposal. And you know what makes it such an embarrassment of riches? When you have one of the best play callers in the state to maximize their abilities.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Coach Care is if you know Coach Care, he is not going into this half without taking shots.
Wilson, all day to throw, and gets the first down. Hauled in that time by Charlie Ebling.
Just a fantastic job by Farmington, understanding the situation. Care going down the middle of the field. Both safeties make sure to plaster the body, get the ball to check down underneath.
Phoenix going to take a page out of the Chargers' book. They're only rushing 3, but Wilson with time gets it over, gets it open to Ames as he hauls it in. And this is the hard part is you want to drop 8 in coverage. Well, then you only have 3, and then you give Wilson all day to throw. It's just so hard to know what to do against this offense.
Yeah, they just got to, again, stick with who they are, make sure it's tackled just like that. It's a win, clock's going. Just continue to tackle when the ball's checked down.
Pressure breaks through. Wilson gets it away. Ames open again, and Ames gets out of bounds. What a play by Wilson. And Ames with another big reception.
That's a big-time throw by Isaac Wilson. Understanding the situation, standing in the pocket, and delivering a great ball.
Pressure came through from the interior as well. Nice spin move by my guy. Big number, 56 in there. Toby Tolotiono. That is not how you say his name, but good play by Toby that time. Tolentino. So Tolentino with the pressure, but it doesn't matter. So 18 seconds left. The one thing that Farmington was able to do is because they're making him check it down over the middle of the field, this huge pressure comes in, but it's really well picked up. They'll get it open to Care. Care goes down, fighting, goes at the 15. 10 seconds left. We'll see Coach Care burn his timeout with 9 seconds left. And at the 15, I mean, you're going to have a chance to run maybe even 3 plays, depending on how quickly you get them off.
I'm surprised Farmington called that. They brought edge pressure. left someone one-on-one with care, you would think more of a situation. You want to bracket him and force the ball to other people. Hopefully Farmington can continue to understand the situation. 9 seconds left. We got to get off this field with no points.
Surprised Coach Kerr wasn't trying to campaign the officials a little bit too to get maybe 2 extra seconds left. I thought when he called the timeout, there was definitely 10, and it was right on the edge of 11. And I mean, the difference between 9 to 11 is an entire play to me, honestly. I feel like then you can run at least 3 plays, and right now you're looking at 2 to maybe 3, depending on how quickly Wilson gets rid of the ball. But we know as well, Wilson, he's been in these situations, but he can stay alive and make plays happen. So is he going to be willing to throw it away if nothing breaks open?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the message during that timeout. What is, if you see your shot, take it. If not, throw it away so we can leave to see another down.
9 seconds to play. Wilson with Patterson in the backfield.
Look for the post from Care.
Care and Ames lined up at the bottom. Hale and Ebling up top. It's about as good a group of wideouts as you'll find and about as good a quarterback as you can get to distribute it to him. Isaac Wilson from the 15 with 9 seconds left. Holds up, buying time, gets it out. Incomplete. Good coverage on the outside. That time locking it down was Adam Stuckey. We've called his brother's name a lot. It's actually his twin brother. There are 3 sets of brothers on this Farmington team, and that time the other Stuckey with a big stop.
Yeah, for sure. What a big play by him. Corner Canyon running a little smash concept. Farmington in cover 1. Just great job plastering the body and forcing that throw.
And we talked about Wilson buying time because he was able to, because of that, only 3 seconds on the clock. So it makes sense that we're going to see the field goal unit come out for the try.
We'll see if Farmington takes a timeout. You got 2. See if we can freeze them a little bit.
They will. Yeah, trying to freeze the Rasmussen. And, it's just like freezing doesn't always work at the upper levels. It's hard to say. But I will say it definitely has effect in key critical moments, and especially a high schooler inside this stadium.
Yeah, for sure. It's a different atmosphere. You're away from your home field. A lot of pressure in the situation for the kicker to try to get points before the half.
3 seconds to go. Coach Kerr and his team looking to make it a 2-possession game. As we mentioned, Farmington going to come out in the second half with the ball, and they can tie this one up. They only scored 19 points against American Fork last week, but a little bit more of an offense. What have you seen from Coach Coates and his team so far? Is their offense a little stagnant early on? Man, they were really to break out with that passing game, especially getting it to the outside to Stuckey.
It looks like Coach Coates has got his quarterback in a great rhythm. He's really seen the field well, trusting the call, most importantly, from Coach Coates, and they just got a great rhythm. They got things going. Quarterback's playing with confidence. He's letting the ball go on time. So just a lot of good things building off of those turnovers now.
30-yard field, about 35 we'll call it, yard field goal here. And the kick is up. And it's good. Rasmussen gives Corner Canyon a 2-possession lead, a 10-point lead, 24-14 over Farmington as we head into halftime. And man, what a first half that was, Billy.
It was a great, fantastic first half by both teams. I'm sure Farmington's going in right now thinking they should be up because of these turnovers. They just got to regroup and stay with what they're doing. It's working. Just kind of got to execute a little more. Corner Canyon on the other side, got to clean up the turnovers.
We'll be back with you in 15 minutes as the Chargers and Phoenix go into battle here at the University of Utah inside Rice-Eccles Stadium. You're watching Max Preps Radio.
Are you a parent?